We got to air it out. Let's air it out. So we got to air it out. Let's air it out. So
how do you say that? Air it out. Air it out.
Air it out.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Air It Out podcast. I am your host. My name is Avery Collins, if you didn't know. And if you did, well, what's up? How you doing? Everybody good? All right, cool. Listen, we got a full podcast here. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while since we all been on at the same time. Darius, it's good to have you back, man. What's up, dog? Talk to us.
It's a sad day in Boston. If you watch that game, all I'm going to say is shots of fireball and even help the pain that I endured watching that complete embarrassment. That's all I'm going to say about that. Good to be back, though.
Well, that was your problem in the first place. Fireball is definitely never the answer, sir. It's never the answer, okay? Coach, what's up, man? You good? How you feeling over there, sir?
It's okay. We got a good draft pick, I guess. Lamar's going to be back healthy. It's just third season, man. There's so many things that should have happened that didn't happen, but it's okay. At least we're getting pretty good playoff football. I can't be mad with that.
It's
Steelers lost, so bye, Big Ben.
Bruh. Well, it's been somewhat good playoff football. I mean, the blowouts, I'm not a fan of blowouts. Everybody knows this, but it's all good. Juan is in the building, the one and only. What is up, sir? Say what's up to the good people in the comments.
If anyone wondering how I'm doing, I'm freezing. It's single digits out here. I'm wearing a sweater with a blanket and a hat. That's how it's going. But don't worry. Hey, keep telling me about how your playoff teams are like, or how your teams are making the playoffs this year. You know, I got the shoulder right here that you can cry on all the time. Okay, these spoiled fan bases.
Listen, that's exactly what I said. I said, don't lump us in with you guys. You guys were a disappointment. We already knew we were disappointments going into the season, okay? Me and Wine are in the same team here. We already knew what it was going in. You guys went to bed. That's on y'all, okay? Anyway, it is the Air It Out podcast, man. Listen, it's so much to talk about. But we were actually talking about something, you know, prior to the podcast. Darius proposed a question about Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons and different things like that. Should we trade him? Should we not? If we do, what would you want for him? Different things like that. Now, this is my opinion, okay? This is an all-pro caliber player. He's an all-pro caliber receiver, and that's just my personal opinion. The proof is in the pudding, and it's on the film. It's also in the statistics. The guy is absolutely a beast. And speaking of stats and being all-pros, I want to talk to you guys about the 2021 All-Pro team, man. The list is out. We know what it is. We got first team. We got second team. Listen, I want to know your thoughts about the list. Do you feel like there are any snubs? Were there anybody that you felt made it that shouldn't have? Like, what are we talking? Oh, we talking about the future bruh. I'm gonna let that go and go ahead and I'm gonna leave that, Yeah, you got that. Anyway, I think he might have been talking to you, Darren. But anyway, so I want to know what you guys think about it. And so I'm going to start with you, Darius. Talk to me. What were your thoughts about this all-pro team? Any snubs? Any surprises? Did you agree with it, all the way through and through? Let me know.
So, I mean, for some of the picks, I mean, we look at Cooper Kupp, what he's done this season. Just had a remarkable season, and he's still playing at a high level. So I think for me, he's one guy that I'm like, that's a for sure lot. Jonathan Taylor, he's another guy who was like, you look at his tape, he was like the best back in the league. Mark Andrews, another lock. I think Mark Andrews has been criminally underrated. And you have to look at the tight end class that's ahead of him, right? Like Travis Kelce, George Kittle. But Mark Andrews has submitted his stance on being in that top 2, top 3. You could put him over possibly just this season alone, what he's did over Kittle, and possibly over Kelce, depending on how you want to look at it. Trent Williams, one of the best left tackles still in the league, playing at a high level. Jason Kelce, an underrated safety for Philly, just been a leader for that in that locker room, leader for that offensive line. But the biggest surprise for me was the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's placement, right? We look at Tom Brady and we see him second team and we see the numbers on what he's done. And then we see what Aaron Rodgers has done. And we see what, usually they say whenever the whoever's like the first team all-pro quarterback usually win MVP, and there's discussion saying, is Tom Brady going to win MVP? I personally think Tom Brady had a better season than Aaron Rodgers, and I think he should have been all-pro first team. The number speaks for itself. The guy threw for 5,000 yards, and he's still playing at a high level at his age. Like, we have to remember, the guy is 44 years old, and he's only getting better with time. And he lost Chris Godwin. He lost Leonard Fournette. He didn't have Gronkowski for a few weeks, and he still went out there and produced. Call me a Tom Brady fanboy. I mean, I watched the guy play most of my life. He's getting better over time. And then Trayvon Diggs, I think the only reason why he got that is because I believe he led the league in interceptions, but I think you can make a case for J.C. Jackson, who's, you look at the passer rating that he's allowed, the yards that he's allowed, he played very well. But the reason why Trayvon Diggs got that first team is because he had double-digit interceptions, and I think he had a couple in return, which is, I'm not taking any credit for him. I'm not taking anything away from him. And then a surprise, a New York Jet, Braxton Berrios, man. I did not think he was going to make it. And then Devin Duvernay, I think he's a very underrated wide receiver. And I think he's a very, very underrated punt return. But yeah, man, that's really it. My biggest surprise was just Tom Brady, and then just like where Trayvon Diggs placed. I definitely think Diggs should have been second team, but
Okay. I mean, the whole Tom Brady thing, and like you were talking about, they lost Chris Godwin, they lost Leonard Fournette. They also lost more games than the Packers. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean,
but the numbers, we're looking at 5,000 yards. He threw for 5,000 yards.
And it's true.
And 40 plus touchdowns.
But now somebody can make.
I get that point, the record, but for someone who's not supposed to be doing that at his age, the cliff, and he's gonna fall off, and he's getting better as the season goes. Like each year he's getting better. From a number perspective.
I understand that. I think you're taking that into perspective, which age shouldn't play a part in it. You're talking about the numbers, okay? I feel like the question could be, Tom Brady has more weapons than, let's say, an Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers still you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown before
he lost.
And Gronkowski.
But he lost those guys.
And Cameron Brake and all of these different things, right? I mean, who is Aaron Rodgers throwing to? Devontae Adams.
But he lost those guys.
Okay. And then when Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams, he lost his starting 3 wide receivers. What did he do? He went out and beat up on an undefeated Cardinals team. Stop it. Coach, talk to me about the All-Pro, because I see your face. You got that look of satisfaction on your face, so I need to know, what are your thoughts here?
So, first off, Darius, thank you for all the praise. I love it. I love it, and it's mainly the Mark Andrews one. See, I don't think people know. The bias. It's just his play. He has truly become one of the top 3 tight ends in this league, and I love it. Listen, y'all can be mad all y'all like, but we gotta give these men his flowers. We give Travis Kelce his flowers. We give Darren Waller his. Give Mark Andrews his. He showed it. He can do it all season long. Even without Lamar, he still put up those numbers. So that's all I have to say about that. But on to what I really want to say.
Hello, mother.
So, we got 5 initials that we all need to know because these guys were unanimous picks. Understand, unanimous picks. Aaron Donald, AD, JT, Jonathan Taylor, DA, Devontae Adams, CK, Cooper Kupp. These guys were amazing. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I'm sorry, one more because unfortunately he balled. Mr. TJ and TJ Watt. Man, listen, 22 sacks. He earned his spot. Earned it. Worthwhile every time. Guys, shout out to Darius Leonard. Love Darius Leonard. Listen here. Just saying, Mark Andrews, man, he does it all. But Darius Leonard, love that he's in there. Love that he's really getting true recognition as one of the top linebackers in this league. I love his play. It don't matter where he's at. He just finds the ball and makes plays. I love it. Also, Michael Parsons is a first-teamer. Listen, I'm not mad at it. I'm very happy that they understood that if you have 84 tackles, 13 sacks, and are getting over 35 pressures and as well almost 30 hits on the quarterback from a linebacker defensive end as a rookie, you deserve to be an all-pro. You deserve it. You've shown that it does not matter where you play at, you produce at the highest level. As they said in the Cowboys, he wears 10 different hats on the field and wears them at the highest level. You cannot beat that. So, got to shout out to Michael Parsons. And the fact that it was only 5 teams with 3 different selections, that shows you some teams just know how to grow talent.
I like it. Listen, Michael Parsons definitely deserved to be all-pro first team. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal. I don't care if he's a rookie. He balled out. Juan, what are your thoughts?
Well, luckily I'm a Jets fan, so I won't be a homer. For me, I got one person per list. I'll try to keep it quick. For the winner's side of it, I'm going with someone we didn't expect to be on this list this year. Avery, you know the name. Linebacker Devondre Campbell for the Green Bay Packers. 102 solo tackles this year, 146 combined. Had tied career highs in interceptions and pass deflections. Was basically a surprising force in the middle of that Packer defense and really solidified the rest of the front 7 for them in a way that they were very weak before. They weren't really a good rushing defense last year, which was basically their downfall heading into the end of last year. But this year has been one of their strengths. As for a loser, I'm going on the front line. And also a rookie that was much more deserving of the honor than the person currently there. And that's Creed Humphrey of the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. He was the top center in the league this year. He, like, I was looking at some of the pro football stats, had one of the best pressure rates in terms of run blockage and passing blockage. And he's a rookie, a second-round rookie. It's impressive that, like, any kind of rookie at any position could step up, let alone on one of the more important positions in the NFL at center. And all credit to Jason Kelce for being so consistent and being able to like, you know, maintain his position as an all-pro. But I think Humphrey deserved the honor so much more.
I feel you. Okay, I like it. Jerome is absolutely trolling the Cowboys, and I love it. It's hilarious. Chris believes that the Packers are going to win. They don't lose in the divisional. Okay, all right. Well, listen, we're going to get there. We are going to get there, so we know your pick. We know your pick, Chris. Thank you. All right, so just for those who don't know, I want to read off the list just for those who don't know, okay? I'm going to read off the first team list. The quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Running back, Jonathan Taylor. Tight end, Mark Andrews. Wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Deebo Samuel. Left tackle is Trent Williams. Right tackle, Tristan Wirfs. Left guard, Joel Bettinio. I probably butchered that name, but it's okay. Right guard, Zach Martin. Center, Jason Kelsey. The rushers on defense are TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Interior lineman, Aaron Donald and Cameron Hayward. Shout out to Cameron Hayward. I remember somebody on this podcast saying he might be old and washed. Not going to say any names. Excuse me. Linebackers, Micah Parsons, Darius Leonard, and Devondre Campbell. Corners, Trevon Diggs and Jalen Ramsey. Safeties, Kevin Byard and Jordan Poyer. Kicker, Justin Tucker, and punter, A.J. Cole. Kick returner, Braxton Berrios. Punt returner, Devin Duvernay. Special teamer, JT Gray. And long snapper, Luke Rhodes. Amazing first team, okay? Now,
For the record, I still think that.
Yikes. It is what it is. All right. Surprised Darius didn't call in sick today. The Pats defense did on Saturday. Ouch!
We scored more points than the Eagles.
Absolutely.
We scored a meaning 15 points. We scored 17 against the number 1 ranked defense on the road with a rookie quarterback.
Man.
That's all I'm going to say.
Y'all also gave up 6 straight touchdowns. I mean, that's a playoff record. I'm just saying, But anyway.
We have 6 Super Bowl wins.
Never punted.
I'm done.
Never kicked the field goal.
That's the go-to.
Patriots fans are becoming the Cowboys fans of the 2020s.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Listen, we're going to read.
We would never get to that level.
I'm going to read off the second team, guys. And then I'll give my take. Tom Brady at quarterback, running back, no selection. Yes, I said what I said.
Put Derrick Henry.
No selection. You heard it correctly. You heard it correctly. But anyway, tight end, Travis Kelce. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Left tackle, Rashawn Slater, Lane Johnson, Quentin Nelson, Wyatt Teller, Corey Lindsley. Edge, Robert Quinn, Max Crosby, lineman, Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, linebackers, Demario Davis, Roquan Smith, Bobby Wagner, corners, J.C. Jackson, and A.J. Terrell. Shout out to you. Safeties, Justin Simmons, Micah Hyde, and Buda Baker. Place kicker, Daniel Carlson. Punter, Brian Anger. Kick return, Andre Roberts. Punt return, Jakeem Grant. Special team, Matthew Slater, as always. And Ashton Doolin, and then long snapper Josh Harris from Atlanta. Shout out to you as well. Listen, I am upset about a couple of these things. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but it's just my personal opinion, and I don't care. I believe Jamar Chase should be first team. I'm just saying what it is, okay? I'm just saying what it is. I believe he should be first team. I know it's hard to put him over anybody like Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, or Deebo Samuel. I feel like they should have just made like a 4th slot for him, okay? Just make a 4th slot. He absolutely balled as a rookie. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care. He absolutely balled, okay? If we're going to give Micah Parsons some first-team recognition, I believe Jamar Chase should get some first-team recognition. Belichick looking like Russell Westbrook out here after KD left Thunder for Golden State.
We gave him that game.
Whoa. Okay, now, number 2, I think Darius Slay of the Philadelphia Eagles should have gotten at least 5 votes. I mean, they disrespected the guy. He played absolutely phenomenal this year. And I believe A.J. Terrell should be first team over Trayvon Diggs. Yes, I do. I believe J.C. Jackson as well over Trayvon Diggs. Yes, I do. Trayvon Diggs gave up some of the most amount of yards and catches and yardage per catch and all those different things by a corner this year. The only thing that was overshadowing it was he led the league from a quarterback. He led the league in picks. Okay, so I understand it. I get it. He absolutely, I'm not going to take anything away from him. He was a ball hawk this year. However, you also cost your team a lot of points and a lot of first downs and a lot of big plays and a lot of bad situations because of the fact that you are a gambling corner. A.J. Terrell can't say the same thing. J.C. Jackson can't say the same thing. I think they both deserve first team over him. And I believe that Quentin Nelson should be first team. And that's just my personal opinion. And last but not least, I love the fact that Rashawn Slater is in there as an all-pro because he was an absolute beast this year as a rookie. So shout out to him. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and move on, okay? I want to talk about the wild card weekend. Status aside, other than Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel was the most valuable wide receiver, hands down. I disagree with that.
I'm
Okay,
upset we drafted N'Keal Harry over Debo Samuel, and
AJ
we
Terrell
invited him.
play over Diggs. I agree. I disagree with this take here. Okay, I believe Cooper Kupp is definitely top 2. I think number 1 still to me is the one that I would say I would, and this is why I disagree. Debo Samuel is the most valuable wide receiver in and down. I think the most valuable wide receiver has proved himself in the playoffs when the Cardinals were absolutely decimated by the Rams. DeAndre Hopkins not being on the field absolutely changed that game. I don't care what anybody says. If he's in that game, the game goes a little bit different. I still think the Rams would have won, but I believe that the most valuable receiver in the NFL currently is still DeAndre Hopkins. I believe that he is number 1. He's the top guy, and that's just my personal opinion. I believe Cooper Kupp is number 2, and then I would definitely say Debo Samuel at number 3. Now, I understand these guys are more versatile than DeAndre Hopkins is as far as running the football and different things like that, and I understand that. But again, this guy absolutely changed the game. Jalen Reagor for least valuable roster spot. You will not get an argument out of me, Chris. Darren, what are your thoughts there?
So real fast, I would tweak Jerome's take one small bit. Debo is the most valuable receiver on his team. Because honestly, Debo Samuels, he is too much of a hybrid player for me to distinctly consider a wide receiver in that mode. He can do all the things of a wide receiver, but
yes, Jerome. He's not literally, but figuratively. JJ,
he's been MIA. He's been AWOL. He's been AWOL for years now.
He's an absolute non-factor.
The Bolo out on him.
Leave that man alone.
He's an absolute non-factor. So Chris is correct. It's actually Jalen Reagor because he is just no. Debo not a wide receiver. He's a football player. I agree with that 100%. Chris.
That's why I say he's the most valuable wide receiver to his team.
I agree with that 100%. All right, listen, we got to move on. I want to talk about the wild card. JJ Arcega-Whiteside is an enforcer or whatever, how he said. Yikes. Get him out here. JJ over DK. We're not going to go there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. You all said it more than enough times. I'm just going to put this right here for everybody who doesn't get it, okay? Fire Howard, you need to go, all right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get into the next topic here, and I want to talk about, again, he put a capital I, fired Howie. Oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to get into the next topic. We want to talk about the super wild card round. I want to know your thoughts, Juan. Talk to me about your thoughts on that weekend slate of games. I mean, some good stuff, but also some blowouts. I mean, how did you feel about it?
I still think that wild card weekend on a Monday is a stupid idea. But that's just my bias speaking as an overnight worker. Man, there's lots that we can cover. I wrote like headlines for all 6 games that kind of like, encapsulize what each one was about, but so much to talk about, not enough time. I'm going to probably only pick one game and then I'll just talk about that specific game. And the one I'm going to choose to talk about is the first one that we had over the weekend, Bengals and the Raiders. The headline I wrote was Bengals quash Raiders Cinderella year. Now, all credit to the Raiders for having accomplished what they were able to accomplish. Like, you have an interim head coach who no one has any belief in whatsoever, who was able to push this team into a playoff berth, which is more than a lot of interim head coaches can say that they've been able to accomplish, outside of maybe Bruce Arians in 2012. Watching the game in itself, these were both really talented teams. The pass rush for the Raiders was starting to get to the Bengals. The Bengals passing offense was doing really, really well, on brand per usual for what this team has molded itself to become. That whistle in the end zone where you see Joe Burrow running to the right, throwing on the run, and just getting it over to Tyler Boyd. That was such a weird moment. All right. The NFL rules clearly state that if the ref blows the whistle in the middle of the play is dead. However, the whistle that was blown was wrong because the line judge had thought that Burrow had gotten his left leg out of bounds before he threw the pass, but he didn't. The dude literally still had his leg up in the air when that pass was thrown over. So that blown whistle is going to really start. That blown whistle is really affected like what it's just thrown more oil onto the fire that is ref ball. And even got the entire officiating crew suspended from serving the rest of the playoffs this year. There's a lot of questions going into what the Raiders are going to do going forward. Mike Mayock is gone, so they need a new GM, which means that Rich Bisaccia's future is in question because the GM will want to bring in his own head coach instead of trying to retain the team's one, unless he likes Bisaccia.
Louis Riddick.
And one of the Louis Riddick, I can see probably heading over there. But then, they already had one media personality in a GM. I don't think they're looking to get another. And then one of the bigger questions is, will Derek Carr even be a Raider next year? All right. Derek Carr has proven himself to be a top quarterback in this league, top 10, top 15, around that tier. And the Raiders organization has failed him from top to bottom. Now, that's not to say that Derek Carr hasn't had his faults, but on any other team, you can say that Derek Carr could put a team in contention for a playoff spot year after year. But with the Raiders, it doesn't seem like it seems like he just lucked into it at this point. As for the Bengals, they're going into a matchup against the number one seed Tennessee Titans. And not a lot of people are giving the Bengals a chance going into it. Understandably so. The Titans are number one seed for a reason, and the Bengals currently have some key losses. Oh, don't you give me that. And the Bengals have some key losses on the roster. Larry Ogunjobi out for the season, was having a good year. Janoris Jenkins currently DNP at practice. Good news, though. Trey Hendrickson, their stud defensive tackle who suffered a concussion during the game, he was a full go in practice. We will see him going against the Titans. I'll be giving my pick on that later in the show.
All right. I mean, yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with those Raiders. Depending on the new GM ones, Carr could be selling point to Lord Devontae Adams to Vegas. Not even going to comment on that. All right, Coach, talk to me. How'd you feel about the wild card, the super duper wild card weekend?
Again, I will say I think Monday Night Football for wild card weekend was amazing. People, but I really do want to answer Jerome's question. Who's better or who's the worst quarterback? Hurts or Big Ben? I think it was honestly Big Ben. And this is nothing really against him on this one, more so just I think at least Jalen Hurts seemed to try more. Like at least try to push it downfield. Big Ben in that offense, it was sad to watch him throw the football at this point. It was really sad. And I know he wanted to try, but he just couldn't. Everything was short, dunked it down here and there, and the couple shots he did take were she either made a play or they didn't. And they did not make a lot of sense.
Listen, I agree with Chris. It was Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was the worst quarterback this weekend. Sorry. Go ahead, continue.
Listen, let's get on to that right actually now, because let's be honest, he was terrible. As soon as I seen just the flick of the wrist, throw it up instead of taking the safety, you take the safety, man. Because then instead of 2 points in the ball, you gave him 6. Come on. You can't do that, especially in a playoff game, knowing that you're down who you need. Like,
I got to talk about that real quick when the clock goes.
But listen, Kyler Murray, questionable at this point. Can he lead a playoff team? Now we're going to have to see it from him, because that was a terrible entrance to the playoffs. Cowgirls lost. Ha! Cowgirls lost. All right, I'm done. I had to get that out. I'm so happy they lost. So happy. Oh my god. Whew. So everybody's seen that Pats and Bills game, correct? Where it was 6 touchdown streak. There was no field goals kicked, no punts kicked, no interceptions, no
by
fumbles.
the Bills. By the Bills. That's
Oh yeah. Let's be honest. That was, in layman's terms of football standards, a perfect offensive game. I just have one question for you, Jerry, before I end my segment here. What happened to the defense that we've seen all year long? Please explain that. Just explain that one to me, because I'm lost. You had your defense. We had no one. What happened to you guys? And I'm honestly curious. It hurt me to watch that and see it. I'm like, I know my homie, my friend Darius is going through it right now, and it's just how did it come to this, man?
It's heartbreaking, man. It's watching that game. First and foremost, when Buffalo scored in the opening drive and we were driving, Michael Hott, I don't know how he caught that, but that was probably the most beautifulest interception I've seen. I thought it was a touchdown. I jumped and said touchdown. Wow. But I thought it was a touchdown. But then when I see Michael Hott get up, and I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be one of the defense didn't play. Like it just got out coached. It was simple. You got out coached. Belichick got out coached. The defense was non-existent. Josh Allen was able to do whatever he wanted, and they could not stop them on third downs. That was the biggest thing. You cannot stop them on third downs. 3rd and 1, you know Josh Allen's gonna QB sneak, or they're gonna run the ball. So prepare for it. But watching that game, man, like, and then going for it on 4th down was kind of just like, all right, now they doing too much. Like now you're rubbing salt in the wound.
Does it bring memories of like 4th and 2?
Like he would have went. McDermott would have went for it on 4th and 10 if he could, and still got the first down. That's how bad our defense played. It was the worst performance I've watched as a Pats fan, and I watched us lose to the Giants in the Super Bowl twice, and those don't even add up to that. Twice on the same beautiful play, but Super Wild Card weekend it was blowouts. Like Darren said, the Cowgirls lost, man. Like everyone loves when the Cowboys lose. Like when the Cowboys lose, it's a celebration. But when the Cowboys lose, you know what they say? We'll be back next year. We're gonna get them again next year.
Not this time. Not this time.
Exactly.
I heard a single Cowboys fan say we'll be back next year. Haven't heard. Just an extra like cupcake on that. Dak Prescott got fined $25,000 for his comments on the refs.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to say there were 2 good games. That's definitely the Cowboys-Niners game. I think that was a good game, and obviously the Bengals versus the Raiders. The rest were like blowouts or just not good football. And that's one thing I don't like. I don't like not good football. And the Cardinals showed not good football. I didn't like it. I was disgusted. It was absolutely putrid. It was. I'm gonna have to agree with our CEO here, Jerome. It was okay. It was weak. It was a weak, wild card week. I mean, I love football, so it's enjoyable to watch football. But yeah, overall, it was like, okay, cool. Like I've never done this in my entire life. I turned football games off, multiple in one weekend. I turned them off. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna watch something else here.
Wildcard weekend proved that not a single team out of Pennsylvania deserved to be in the playoff this year.
Yikes. Whoa. When I'm able to spend in free agency, you get stomped.
Buffalo's a good offensive team. I mean, come on. You see that? Look like they got firepower. We don't. You got firepower.
Listen, man, I want to talk about that Cowboys game, man. I honestly, everybody's going to blame Dak for that play. But I blame, and I said this before the play. I said Mike McCarthy was going to be the bane of the Cowboys I said it. I thought it was going to be the following week, but I said Mike McCarthy. His time management absolutely is horrible. He's the worst at it in the league. He's the worst. He sucks. I'm sorry. He's terrible when it comes to clock management. Mike McCarthy is the reason that the Cowboys lost that game. I don't care what anybody says. He was absolutely out. Coach I'm looking forward to the
You're
Jets.
drafting yours this year, brother.
Yikes. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like him as a coach. In general, it was not done well. And Mike McCarthy is going to, he's not going to be fired because he's Jerry Jones. He's his wingman at this point. But he deserves. I mean, there's no reason. I'm sorry. There's absolutely no reason the Cowboys should have lost that game. Point blank. Period. I put that all on Mike McCarthy. But we're running out of time, so I do want to move on, guys. We're going to talk about the divisional round, okay? Divisional round of the playoffs, baby. I think we're going to have a nice slate of games coming up, okay? A ton of really good football games are on tap for this weekend. So I want to know your thoughts. Darren, what's the one game you're looking forward to in this weekend? Divisional round of playoffs, baby. You know what I'm saying? And for those who do not know, I just want to give the schedule here coming up for the NFL playoffs. Okay, well, the NFL divisional round of the playoffs. Okay, so we have on Saturday the Bengals versus the Titans. That's going to be such a good game, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait. Okay, then we've got the 49ers and the Packers on the same day. After that, Sunday, we've got the Rams versus the Bucks. Oh, I listen, Matthew Stafford versus Tom Brady. Who's going to do it? And then we got the Bills versus the Chiefs. We're talking about two of the biggest arms in the league right now. And Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. It's going to be great. So, Coach, I want to know, what game are you looking forward to? Talk to me, man.
Really loving and looking forward to. I'm going with Bills and the Chiefs, man. I wanted to say the Bengals and the Titans because I feel like the Titans this year have a great defense, honestly. And then going against that type of offense that they have with the Bengals, those receivers, that running back, the quarterback, the only issue I have, can that offensive line hold up when they had 52 sacks given up this year with the Bengals? Joe Burrow was hit a lot. Can they hold up against what the Titans have had, and especially in that front with Harold Landry, Jeffrey Simmons, the former first rounder that everyone seems to forgot about, and has now had 8.5 sacks this year. This guy is a terror up the middle, on the edge. Oh, and we have Bud Dupree on the other side. But the Bills and the Chiefs, that's the one I'm really looking forward to. Two most healthy teams, two teams playing the best. Really can't wait.
Okay, I like it. Should be good. Should be really good. The king is back, man. I can't wait to see that game. Anyway, all right. I need to go to you, Darius. Talk to me, man. What game? What game is the one that you like, man? Look, I can't wait. I gotta see it.
So when we talk about the divisional round, we talk about quarterbacks and can they prove themselves, right? Matthew Stafford has a prime chance to really prove himself as one of the all-time greats if he can somehow go into Tampa Bay. Who's home? Tampa Bay or the Rams? Tampa Bay's home. So if he can somehow go in Tampa Bay and defeat Tom Brady and kick Tom Brady out, he will submit his. I think he will start. That will start to submit his leg, and then obviously, if he has to be Aaron Rodgers, whoever. But that's one game, right? And then in the AFC, I'm looking forward to that Bills Chiefs game. But the reason why I'm really looking forward to that because it's a rematch, and the number one question is, Patrick Mahomes only lost one playoff game in his entire career, and it's to Tom Brady in Arrowhead. That's the only time he's lost. Can the Bills get over that? It's not a hump yet, but can the Bills somehow defeat Patrick Mahomes? I don't care what nobody says. The AFC is going to run through Patrick Mahomes until he leaves. can the Bills and can Josh Allen in that number 1 ranked defense, and can they do what they did? Now, you're not going up. This is not the New England Patriots defense. It's Kansas City. When Kansas City gets down, Patrick Mahomes like, all right, I'll put this team on my back. Mac Jones couldn't do it. He was a rookie. He didn't have the weapons. But you're going up against Patrick Mahomes, NFL MVP, been to the Super Bowl. He's been in these pressure type of games. Can Josh Allen overcome that? So that's going to be the game that I'm looking forward to, just because I want that game to be a back and forth. It has the potential to be a back and forth because you have two of the best young quarterbacks in the AFC and in the NFL going at it again. But this time it's not a trip for the Super Bowl. It's a trip to the championship game. So I'm looking forward to that game. It's going to come down to really what it's going to come down to, what defense can step up at the right moment and who can make that play at the right moment. Because offensively, these guys are going to go out there and give it all. It's just defensively, what defense really can step up at the last moment and make a play.
All right, I like it. Juan, talk to me, man. What game are you interested in seeing this weekend?
The 49ers have beaten the Packers in the playoffs 3 out of the last 3 attempts. All right. Twice with Colin Kaepernick, once with Jimmy Garoppolo. They've somehow been the kryptonite for the Green Bay Packers nearly every one of those times that they've gone to the playoffs. However, it's different this time. The Packers have a legit defense going forward. All right. The running game is strong with a two-headed monster. The receivers just as strong as they've been in recent years. This is a different 49ers team in regards to talent and strength going in right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is not what he used to be. Deebo Samuel, as explosive as he is, can be contained. We've seen what happens when Deebo Samuel runs cold, and it gets cold. All right, Brandon Ayuk, an up-and-down kind of wide receiver for this team. He's had his moments in the year, but hasn't proven himself to be a legit, reliable contender. Kyle Shanahan, the offensive genius as he is, it's also a massive choker. So going into this, I mean, his team, like, we'll give credit to the 49ers for having beat the Cowboys because we all hate the Cowboys, but 49ers should have put that game away when they had the chance, and they just could not do it. That 4th and 2 turned into that 4th and inches turned into a 4th and 6 because Trent Williams wasn't set. Like, that's just undisciplined by the 49ers, and I think Kyle Shanahan is going to be unraveled at the seams when he comes up here in Lambeau. Not to mention, he was boys with Matt LaFleur at first. And then the offseason happened with Kyle Shanahan trying to steal Aaron Rodgers away from the Packers. And Matt LaFleur didn't like that one bit. So
it'll definitely be a very, very interesting game. Listen, that's a very, very, very good one. Ayo, shout out to Juwan Jennings, though. Yes, sir, Juwan Jennings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, we saw him at the Senior Bowl, and he was absolutely phenomenal. But listen, the game that I'm looking forward to the most, third down legend. Oh, okay. All right, that's different. I like it. No, he was balling on third down. Listen, I'll give him that. But the game that I'm looking forward to the most, okay? I mean, I'm looking forward to them all. But honestly, I'm looking forward to the Rams versus the Bucks, man. Okay? That's the game for me, okay? Can Matthew Stafford beat Tom Brady? That'll be so interesting to see. The Eagles were able to get 4 sacks on the Buccaneers. Listen, I mean, you guys, now you're going against Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Leonard Floyd. Listen, man, I don't know. The Bucks, as good as they are, they're not going to have Antonio Brown. They're not going to have Chris Godwin. It's just going to be Mike Evans, and he's going to have to deal with Jalen Ramsey. I mean, obviously they got Gronk, who's a mismatch no matter who you put on him. I mean, it's going to be a very, very, very interesting game. Who can run the ball on the Buccaneers? I mean, seemed like the Eagles couldn't, and they were the number 1 rushing team in the league going into that game. So, I mean, if the Rams can't run the football, does that put them behind the ball? Does Odell go off? Does he? Does he finally snap? I'm talking about having an Odell game. I'm not talking about scoring a touchdown. I'm talking about having an Odell Beckham type game. Does that happen? You know, it's going to be so interesting to see, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. But it's time to pick the games now, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Air It Out game picks. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get your picks. I want to know who you guys think is going to win, who you guys think are going to lose. Absolutely yikes. No. Reader's good, but he's not locking down Gronk. It's Gronk, okay? All right, so the game picks, and I'm going to start with Darius. Darius, I want to know your game picks and your yeah, I'll give you one explanation. Give me a game.
So I got my game pick. My game picks is kind of going to correlate with my hot take.
Okay.
So I'll give my hot take first, and you'll see why. My hot take is the number 1 seeds in both conferences are going to lose by the same play on a game-winning field goal. So the Cincinnati Bengals are going to upset the Tennessee Titans and win by a field goal. And San Fran, because like Juan said, is that bad man that everybody always saying, kryptonite, he's not getting over that hump. San Francisco 49ers go on Lambeau Field like they've done before, and they get a win via field goal. So those are my game picks. Obviously, I'm picking the Titans over the Bengals, the 49ers over the Packers. The game that I want to explain, though, and Avery, you said it best, it's the Rams and the Buccaneers, and it's simply just because can Tom Brady really overcome the adversity that he has by not having those weapons? Because like you said, Mike Evans and Jalen Ramsey, those guys are going to match up. That's going to be a very good matchup. And this is a Tampa Bay defense that got torched by the Rams earlier this season when Matthew Stafford threw for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and they won. So let's not forget, Matthew Stafford has the win, but now it's playoff time. Playoff time is a different type of person. Can Matthew Stafford go in there? Can he upset? Can they run the ball? Can Odell have an Odell game? Can Cooper Kupp have a Cooper Kupp game? On paper, the Rams are a better team, but experience alone, the Buccaneers, just off of one player who's been here before, who knows how to get his guys ready, who knows how to make no-name players just big-name stars, and when it matters the most, it's the storylines are going to be crazy. You got Von Miller, you got Aaron Donald. Like you said, the Eagles got 4 sacks. We're not 4 sacks. Now you got Aaron Donald. And Aaron Donald. All I'm saying is, man, I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. And then Bills, Chiefs. As much as I hate Bills Mafia and them jumping off tables, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm taking the Chiefs, man. I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs at home. Like, it's only one person that can beat him is Tom Brady. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. There it is, ladies and gents. You heard it. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. All right, Juan. Give me those game picks. One explanation, sir.
So I'll get all of my picks out of the way, and then I'll have my hot take correlate with my explanation game.
Okay.
Well, no. Actually, they're both different. Excuse me. Okay. First thing is Chiefs versus Buffalo. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win that one because I feel
this is your explainer?
No. I'll just move forward. So Buffalo over the Chiefs. I'll have the Rams beating Tom Brady and the Bucks. For my hot take, it's going to be with the Cincinnati Tennessee game.
Titans?
Yep, and I'm going to say Cincinnati wins it despite, and this is where the hot take comes in, despite Derrick Henry rushing for 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards in his return to the gridiron.
Wow.
You can't stop a bad man.
Wow.
Mama, Derrick Henry's that bad man. He's that dude.
I like it. I like it. And what's your Packers and 49ers pick?
Dude, if you think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to freaking beat the bad man that is Aaron Rodgers up there, you are sorely mistaken. All right. Yes. The last time that these two teams met in the regular season this year, they left 42 seconds on the clock for that Mr. Badman, Aaron Rodgers, to work with in the end of it. And what did he do? lead a game-winning drive with only 42 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers is on a warpath. He is, as Patriots fans would say, on a revenge tour, and he is not going to be stopped. Packers absolutely win this one in a close bout against San Francisco 49ers.
All right. Hey, yo, Jerome, not Bishop Sycamore. Yikes. Oh, man. Okay, Coach, give me a game picks. Give me your one explanation. Let's do it.
Bengals, Packers, Rams, Chiefs. Straight like that.
Okay.
Bengals, Packers, Rams,
Chiefs. All right.
Bengals and the Titans. That was the most difficult game I had to think about. All the other games I feel like will be exciting. Either way it goes, I'm not going to be fully surprised. But this game was really interesting because I wanted to see what Henry Cameron does. And after this man won, decides to say 200 plus with 3 Titans. If this man is right, I'm going to feel so bad for picking the Bengals. It is not going to be funny. I will come in and just all hail the king. Oh my God. Because, whew.
Listen.
Good. But luckily.
All right. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Chiefs versus the Bills. Man, this is tough. Easily for me, the toughest game. I'm sorry. Man, oh man. I don't know what's happening here.
But he was just kind of over it.
Is anybody, what is going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
He should follow his dreams.
Is that me?
So he ordered a microphone.
It's got to be me.
Now the only guest
What's happening?
was his audience.
Somebody tell me.
Ads, dude.
I don't have any ads.
Gotta wrap the show up after that one.
I don't have any ads.
Gotta wrap it up after that one.
It might have been okay. It's gone. It might have been brought up. The Bengals Titans is the most expensive ticket this weekend.
The return of
not surprised. Not surprised.
Does that?
What are you watching? Absolutely nothing. I don't know what that was. It went off though. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I'm gonna go with. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna do it. I think this is the year. they do it. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think the Bills, they pull it off this time. My heart wants to go with the Chiefs, but the Bills look really good. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Bills. Next, Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna go with secret file videos. All right, okay. It's like, okay, this is my explanation, okay? Joe Burrow is young, so I'm still not sure if he's going to be able to win in the divisional round, right? The Titans, they've been here before, okay? They've been in the playoffs a couple of times. They're trying to get over the hump. They're done with all the crap. And they were able to win without Derrick Henry. And now he's back. It's going to be tough. But I'm going to go against my gut this time. I typically don't do this, but I'm going to go against my gut, and I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans to win this game. The Tennessee Titans actually pull it off, and they move on. Moving on, I'm going to go 49ers versus the Packers. Tough game. 49ers be getting up in the Packers, but I'm going to give it to the Packers this time. I think Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, we're not doing this again, okay? I'm about to get down. We're going to do it, okay? So I'm going to go with the Packers here. And last but not least, Rams versus the Bucks. No explanation, but I'm going to go with the Rams. You should probably wait until you off where to watch those videos. Bruh, yikes. Are we getting a fully healthy Henry? That's a good question. I believe so. I believe he could have came back the last week of the regular season. They chose to let him stay out because they were trying to get a W and get another week. So they got 2 extra weeks. Joe Burrow still hasn't lost a big game. I mean, he ain't lying. He's not lying. So I'm going to go
That's
with.
why he said still.
But I'm going to go with the Rams over the Bucks there for my last pick. I'm going to go with the Rams. And now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the hot takes. The hot takes, not the game picks, the hot takes. Darius, you already gave us your hot take, so we appreciate that. Juan, you gave us a hot take. Do you have another?
Tom Brady gets sacked 5 times.
Okay, solid. That's medium. That's medium.
Leave Von Miller.
Right. Coach.
Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs only put up 600 combined yards of offense.
Wow.
But both teams scored 28 points plus.
Wow. Okay, that's different. That's a different type of hot take. I like it. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of interceptions in this
A
game.
lot of fumbles, a lot of interceptions. I think
Here are my hot takes. The Rams. These 2 hot takes are records being broken. The Rams will break and set. Facts. No, that's facts. Can't stand Ohio State. The Rams will set the new playoff record for sacks. They will sack Tom Brady over and over and over. No Tristan Wirfs potentially for this game. Listen, they have a field day. I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to set the playoff record for sacks. And Derrick Henry comes back and breaks the NFL rushing record in the playoffs. He breaks Eric Dickerson's record, and he goes over 248 yards. I don't care if it's 249. He's going to break the record, and that's what's going to happen. 2 records broken this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been the Air It Out podcast. Thank you so much for joining on. We truly appreciate it. Listen, don't forget to follow us on all the social media platforms. That's Instagram at Inside the Hashes. That is Twitter at Inside Hashes. That's Facebook at Inside the Hashes. Don't forget to come and talk some football with us. Don't forget to go to YouTube, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and then turn on your notifications so you know when we're live, because we want you to leave us your comments. We like to go live with you and interact with you as you see. Thank you for everybody who jumped in today to do so. And please do not forget to check out the website, www.insidethehashes.com. That is where you will get all your football content, podcasts, interviews, gaming, fantasy football, all of those different things. It's amazing. Be careful. Don't forget, we keeping receipts. Okay. All right. Listen, we're keeping receipts, ladies and gentlemen. We are definitely going to be keeping receipts. Okay. All right. And that's a little bit of insider for y'all. Okay. That's a little bit of an insider. I can't tell y'all too much, but hashtag cancel coach. That's all I'm going to say for wishing injury on people. He's not getting away from that this easy. For Coach Braxton, for Juan, for Darius. My name is Avery. This is the Air It Out podcast, and we are about to get up out of here. See, now, Matt Ryan, you're not in the playoffs. You want to know why? Because you were patting the football the entire time, and you need to stop patting the football. I need you to stop patting the football, please.